Hi there. Now, the plates were taken off before the painting began, making it easier to get in there. Now when a space is done, well, this is not completely done, the painting is done, but other things have to be done yet still. Nevertheless, you can put the plates back on at any time. I think it's nice to do it all after everything is done. However, because I did things in blocks and sections, it's important to me for a section to be done, so I'm going to put the plates back on at this time for the bathroom, for instance. So you have a plate, and they do come off, and they do go back on. You don't want to lose any screws though, so be careful about that. Usually if you set it right on the place where it goes, it will center into place. And then when you know the screw is aligned correctly and properly, you can begin to screw it back in. Not too tight, you don't want to strip it, but just tight enough. Now hopefully these videos that I'm making will be useful for people everywhere. I plan to put this on YouTube and for it to help others, and I also plan to put it on CD or DVD so that other people who might also work at painting some suites at the place I'm doing this at could be helped. Although probably most people are professionals, I suppose, but anyway, if there's the odd person who doesn't know a thing about painting like I didn't just a few short months ago, then I think it would be useful. And I am relaying the information that was told to me that I've learned so far that has helped me in doing this. For instance, the first time I did it, the person didn't use a drop cloth and didn't seem to use any tape, and that worked just fine. But now I've seen how tape can be useful and protect surfaces that you don't want to have painted, and well, so I'm using it a lot this time. Especially, it's a necessity because before the trim wasn't done, just the wall. And now that the trim has to be done, the tape is an essential element so that the floor does not get ridden with unwanted paint on it. Likewise, I can see how the ceiling is protected as well by using tape, but it is much longer to do than the first time I did when tape wasn't used and hardly a drop cloth was used. Okay. So here's one thing on in the bathroom. The only thing we have left is this other outlet there. So we'll get a plate for it. Now rather than have your screws in a cardboard box like this where they can get into the crevices and underneath other flaps and stuff, it would be better to have your screws that come from the plates in a plastic container or a glass jar or something so you could easily get to them. However, I didn't do this. Someone was kind enough to do it for me, but it might have been better if they had put it in a better container, at least the screws. Okay, and you want to be careful about putting screws in a sink. They could easily slip down the drain. So we'll do the next outlet next. And this will give me a feeling at least that the bathroom is done. At least insofar as being painted goes. And having the plates put back on. Now you want to have something handy to put it back on with. In this case, a multiple screwdriver set works fine, even though it's short. There we go. Voila. Okay then. We'll see one another at the next juncture.